All right, everyone, welcome back into another NFL DFS video. Going to be touching on the top plays for the early slate in NFL DFS on Saturday. All right, so I wanted to get this video out in a separate video just because obviously it's going to lock a little bit earlier. So I want to get out this video out to you guys on Friday night. Give you guys enough time to be able to do your research and do your lineups. With that being said, this is going to be a small 2-game slate. Should be a nice slate. And I will say I will be coming out with the other games. I'll be coming out with that video as well Saturday as well, probably early afternoon. But looking at this one, we have Indy versus Buffalo, and this is going to be kind of a sweet spot. I think we're going to be pulling a lot of our players from this team. So looking at it, we are going to get a ton of value really on both sides of the football here, but it does really seem like Indy is going to be kind of the easiest to predict just because of how banged up they are. We know the situation with Jonathan Taylor going on. Obviously, he's not going to play. They have Kenyon Drake there, who's going to be a veteran. They just signed him as well. Tough to imagine him getting a ton of work. And then you look at their actual backups, Zach Moss and Deion Jackson. Those two are both banged up. And then one of their rookies that they had, Xavier Scott, also banged up. So that being said, that doesn't leave them with that much running back depth. A lot of people are excited about Evan Hall, and he is probably just going to be the easy click, I would say. I think you can easily project him to get a lot of opportunities, at least 10 in this game, which all in all in a 2-game slate, that should be good enough. And then honestly, Jake Funk, he had his chance to earn a really significant role in the LA Rams offense, and he just wasn't that good. That being said, he is expendable, so you can get him some work. I expect him to get some work in the second half. He's also something that could be an easy click. Then that being said, it wouldn't be shocking, I guess, to see Kenyon Drake, potentially get some work. They need him. And so maybe he doesn't, but maybe gets a quarter or so. And that being said, that is what we know is going to happen for the Indianapolis Colts starters. They are going to play all about a quarter. So quarterback Anthony Richardson is going to get a full quarter of play. And then what does that mean for, Gardner Minshew after that? That's my biggest question. And then Sam Ellinger, kind of one of the best preseason quarterbacks last year. Is he going to get a ton of work as well? That's my biggest question. But all in all, it seems like we are going to have some easy running back plays. The thing that you guys will see on this slate is that it's going to be tough to figure out kind of which receivers to go in on. There's not a lot of players getting a lot of hype receiver wise on this slate. So if you guys have one that you're feeling really good about, let me know. It might just be one of those situations where we try to roll with some of the rookies like Josh Downs. Like maybe we just roll with him, especially if we are maybe trying to use one of the quarterbacks. We'll see. Juwan Winfrey was someone that played well for the Green Bay Packers in the preseason in the past. He's all right. You got Perriman there. These are all kind of decent plays that we could potentially look at. It's just, it feels like a guessing game. Really, the biggest pass catcher that I want to be on is probably going to be Kylan Granson, who was someone that was productive for them last year. But at the same time, it does make sense for him to get playing time because they have someone like Farrell Brown, who's a veteran. He doesn't necessarily need to get a ton of playing time. And then some of these other guys, it's just they're practice squad players. They have Jelani Woods, they have Moelle Cox. So it just makes sense to me for them to give Kylan Granson some playing time. So he is probably going to be my favorite tight end play. Let's go ahead and look at the other side of the football. We got the Buffalo Bills. So we do know that Josh Allen is out. That has been confirmed before I'm starting this video. A lot of you guys probably watched the Friday video. The toughest part about that is, yes, we had some expectations that some of the starters would start, but there was a lack of confirmation. We got that here with Josh Allen. So we know for sure he's going to be out. That makes it a little bit easier to plan. That makes me easily want to be on Kyle Allen, who to me is a pretty good kind of backup quarterback, a guy that you can call on and really trust. Matt Barkley is not. So I'm perfectly fine playing Kyle Allen. Like if he plays a full half of football like I'm expecting, I do think we can honestly expect somewhat of this production that he had in the regular season last year. I like that. It's just kind of easy click for me. Then we look at the running back room for them. They are also kind of a little bit banged up. Nyheim Hines, where he knows out. Reggie Gilman, he is currently a little bit banged up. You got Damian Harris. James Cook. It doesn't really make sense for James Cook to get that much playing time. He has the potential to be their workhorse running back, to be their 3-down running back. So why would you use him a lot in this game? That really just leaves potentially Latavius Murray. It wouldn't be shocking to see him get some work. You got Darrington Evans. Darrington Evans isn't terrible. He isn't great. He's someone that can produce if the opportunities come his way. And then there's Jordan Mims here as well. He hasn't gotten any hype out of camp, so it's tough to really say anything. Couldn't find any clips on him either. So it does seem to be like a little bit of a crapshoot, but it's kind of just like an educated guess. Like maybe we just go Darrington Evans for now, just given how limited their running back room is. Let's go ahead and get into the next game. We got Tennessee versus Chicago. So you guys will see, there isn't that much to go in on this game. My expectation is that Ryan Tannehill is going to sit. That has not been confirmed just yet, but he hasn't started since 2019. It wouldn't make sense for him to start. This is a team that typically does rush the football a little bit more. So we do maybe want to be trying to use one of the running backs. So that's why I kind of came up with Tajay Spears, the rookie running back, as maybe a potential candidate for that. But they do have some other good running back options. Let's just touch on the Titans a little bit further here. So obviously Derrick Henry, we don't expect him to play. That really just leaves these four. Okay, you got Julius Chestnut, who was kind of a preseason standout for them last year, a guy that they really kind of were hyping up. Jonathan Ward, he's kind of a proven commodity now, not a terrible running back. We got Haskins from last year, also not a terrible running back. He's someone that does get a little bit of work out of the in the passing game as well, kind of surprisingly to me. And then we got Tajay Spears. They can all be productive, honestly, in some regard. We might have a little bit more clarity come lineup lock, but for me, for right now, I would say Spears is the one I want the most of. And then obviously going against the Bears team that did struggle against the run last year, we'll see if that matters at all. The Bears are going to be playing some of their starters, so maybe that hinders a little bit of production. But looking at quarterback, Will Levis has apparently been struggling, but Malik Willis has apparently been playing decently. And so the thing with Malik Willis is that we hope that he can get some rushing upside. And so I actually don't mind him as a play. I think it sounds weird to say, I think I like Kyle Allen number 1 and then Malik Willis number 2 in terms of like a quarterback rating for this early Saturday slate, just because of the rushing upside and because they haven't said he's looked bad or good, which is an improvement from last year. And then receiver wise, once again, we're not really getting that many names standing out. I will say Kyle Phillips is a player that I like. He's a guy that can create separation. Mason Kinsey as well from last year's preseason. He was a guy that they liked a decent amount. It wouldn't be surprising to see him get some work, but I do expect him to one, run the ball a decent amount and also spread the production out in the passing game. So it's tough to really say we need to go in on a player. Now flipping it around to the Chicago Bears, we are going to have a pass catcher that I really like. That's going to be Tyler Scott. He's one of the players that I was very excited about as a rookie player. We also do know that Justin Fields is going to start. Some of the starters are going to be starting. So let's go ahead and take a peek at Tyler Scott. So here's a clip of him in Bears camp, kind of just burning the defender here. This is kind of the player that he is. Like, I think he's going to be a very strong play. Just kind of an easy click to me there. And then like looking at it, they did just cut this guy, Iran. And then who's that leave? Joe Reed, who was a former good preseason player. Same thing with Fontaine there. Isaiah Ford. These are all players that really have stood out in previous preseasons, but like what do we expect from them in this one? Webster was a guy that they kind of liked last year. Velus Jones, really a guy that never took the next step. Dante Pettis just was reactivated. What are we expecting there? I think Tyler Scott is kind of the easiest clicked on the board, and then we're trying to guess to get lucky there. Quarterback wise, with Justin Fields playing, it does kind of cloud the situation. I would expect Justin Fields to maybe play 3 series max, and then PJ Walker to clean up the first half. Maybe Nathan Peterman gets the full second half. At running back, it's tough. Okay, it's a deep room again. Maybe Johnson, the rookie, gets some work. He was someone that was banged up though, so maybe wait and see. I think he's fine. Like, I don't think we have to worry about that. But in terms of like the running back pecking order, he won't be that high on my list just because we have some more clarity elsewhere. Then that doesn't lead that much in terms of tight end production. Like, I think Granson's going to be the easiest play. So this is where it gets more difficult for me, is closing out the build. I will say, like, Chicago's defense does interest me a little bit, just given the fact that, Will Levis has reportedly struggled and he's going to play a full half of football. That's interesting to me. And also some of the Chicago starters are going to be there. And then we're just trying to close out this build. Obviously with Buffalo, we probably want to get a pass catcher in there. And I guess I didn't even mention Dalton Koenig. He's someone that's going to be playing a little bit as well. I don't mind that play. I think Granson's going to be the better one, but if you want to roll with him, it makes sense. That's a good way to stack with Kyle Allen. But for now, I don't mind Andy Isabella, I guess. Shakir, like, will he get some playing time? He's probably going to be the receiver 3, but he has to prove it. So for now, I'll put him in there. But there's just a lot of decent guys. Like Trent Sherfield's all right. So it is kind of a situation in which there isn't perfect plays, I would say, like we had on Friday's slate, where it's only 2 games and we just had so many good plays that we were leaving some off. This slate's more, we have to find some plays, is what it looks like right now. I do want to remind you guys of the promo code that's going on the 9to5 Sports website. If you guys want access to the NFL DFS lineup optimizer, I've been putting in my own projections in there for the playoffs, or for the preseason. The promo code is going to be playoffs, and that's going to be because the golf playoffs are here. So it's going to be active up until the Tour Championship there. You get 50% off your first month of your 9to5 membership. So it's a $10 membership. You get it for $5. Okay, it's a very good price. I priced it that way for you guys. But that's going to be all for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the coverage. If you did, you know what to do. Give that like and subscribe. Good luck on the early slate. I'll catch you guys on the afternoon slate. And as always, let's keep cashing.